Welcome to Brain lesson number 46, and this one briefly states that the map is not the territory. The map is not the territory. And let me explain briefly what I mean by that. We are busy with our beautiful brain series, and as I explained before, the brain has got two sides metaphorically. We are not talking about the anatomical terms. We are not talking about the frontal lobe, the parietal lobe, the temporal lobe, or the occipital lobes, or the cerebral or the cerebellum, or the midbrain and the pons and the medulla. We are talking about how to use the brain. So there's basically two sides to the brain. The left side, which is more the analytical, logical side of the brain, and the right side, which is more the visual side. And if you're an architect or if you're a visionary thinker, use your right side of the brain. And if you're a logical thinker, you're an accountant, use the left side of the brain. And this is the bridge which connects the two sides together. But the brain is very powerful. Sometimes we get our brain in a cage. Who puts our brain in a cage? These are called filters. That means whatever happens in society, we all got prejudices. We think differently about different races. We think differently about different nations. We think we have a different opinion of America. We have different opinion of Russians. We have different opinions of blacks. We have different opinions of whites. We have different opinions of Muslims. We have different opinions of Christians. It all depends on our upbringing. Sometimes we may hate some food. We don't know why we hate that food. Or we may love a certain sport, but the other sport will hate it. You can have two brothers or five brothers or sisters in the same family. And you know what's so amazing? Each of those five will have different likes and dislikes. It's so in the same household. They will have different personalities. And this is known as the map. Each one of us, the brain has got a map inside, and each one of us has got prejudices, and these are built in. It works at the subconscious level. So for example, if you see a motor car accident, there can be 5 witnesses there, but each one will see a different thing. So in the case of a motor car accident, that is why the police always ask different witnesses. The one will say, no, there were 3 people. Other one will say, no, there were 2 people. Another one will say, no, the lady was short. Other one will say, no, the lady was tall. So to see what is happening in the territory is different from what is happening in the brain. We only have a piece of the puzzle in the brain because of our personal prejudices. So to get the complete picture, you got to ask different people their opinion. And this also happens in our life. When you are faced with problems, you must ask different people as to what has happened. So say, for example, there's a motor car accident. That is known as the event or the territory. What you see, that is known as your map that's happening in your brain. So this is an actual event that has happened. This is factual. You can't change it. And if you have a CCTV camera, you'll know that this has actually happened. But to get an exact idea of what has happened, speak to different people. Each person's brain has got a different piece of the puzzle. And when you find the complete piece, you can solve the problem. How do you apply it to your life? When you're faced with any type of problem, don't try and solve it by yourself. You only got one piece of the puzzle. Speak to your friends, speak to your family members, ask them about that event that has happened. I'm not talking about a car accident. Ask them about a girl you want to marry, or a boy you want to marry, or a business decision that you got, any problem that you've got in life. Ask different people, and each one will give you a different insight as to what that problem is, until eventually you will find the solution for yourself. This is Brain lesson number 46. Stay well, look after yourself.